All right. So we're changing up the scenery a little bit today, but today I'm going to talk about connections as far as people building their inner circle. For me, growing up, just kind of going over my own experiences, I had a lot of friends that I really more so had out of convenience than I did out of connection. I had pretty strict parents, and so I was limited to who I could actually hang out with. And not to say that my friends growing up were bad people, but we just had completely different interests. I realized from a very young age that I wanted to go into business and I knew I needed money for it. I just didn't know how the proper way was to actually go about raising it. But, initially, I really loved math, science, history, politics, health. And I decided to go towards the medical route in college. But it wasn't really until college where I got to really examine my relationships and figure out whether the people I was surrounding myself with were people that I really wanted to be around. College really taught me that most of these people they just didn't have the same that they didn't have the same interests as me. And everyone's going to have different things that they gravitate towards, but honestly, I think it's important that instead of trying to fit in with the status quo or whoever you're hanging around with, you should try to be looking for people who share interests in common with you that you can build value with together. That starts with just being your own best friend. You have to be comfortable with being alone for a while until you can find the people who really match what you want out of life. Because when it comes to life, you can have pretty much anything that you want, but you can't have everything that you want. You have to decide what's the most important. So for me, health, wealth, business, finance, science, those were all things that were important to me. And spending time on my own, I got to really learn and dive into each of those subjects individually. Now, obviously, I wouldn't recommend being with people just for the sake of not being alone. I think it's better to be alone in your own thoughts and developing your own character if you haven't found people yet who match what you want out of life. But you should have in mind you want to build a circle around the things that matter to you most. And so we live in 2024. We have social media. There's no reason why you shouldn't be using your personal brand to be able to build a presence around your own interests. And given the way social media works, naturally you're going to attract people who match that same energy as far as what they find interesting or what they find important. And so, if you're building a brand that's genuine around the things that matter to you, it'll be very easy to find people who, I wouldn't say mirror, but it'll be very easy to find people who you can build with together in each of those areas. And honestly, that's the main goal behind having a circle or even using social media in the first place. Social media is a networking platform that you can use to gain access to, greater circles of people that otherwise wouldn't have been available to you. If we're looking back 100 years ago, it was a lot more difficult to network with people out of state or people in completely different industries than what you worked in. You were pretty much just stuck to your circle. So use the tools of your time to your advantage because right now the ceiling is very high. Honestly, I don't even think most people can see it. And so if you're using social media strategically, I don't want to say the same thing over and over again, but you're not only going to be able to network with the people who share similar interests, but you're going to be able to build relationships with those people and grow in each of those aspects if you're going about things the right way. Relationships are honestly the most valuable thing that you can have in this world. And quality relationships are more important than the quantity of relationships. So use social media, whether it's building your own personal brand online or connecting with people. You can use things as simple as Facebook groups, but you should be using the tools that you have to your advantage to be able to find people that you can work with to make your lives and their lives better as a whole. So we're going to keep things short and sweet for today. I'm pretty exhausted. Been out all day and didn't get a whole lot of sleep, but I will be back on tomorrow and we will be going more so over the smart contract stuff. We're getting the base contract finished. So I will see you guys on tomorrow's video. Peace.